Hello, my friends. Betty McKnit here. Let's see. It is Star Blanket September. This is my third live stream this month for a Star Blanket September crochet along. It's a month-long crochet along to get your Star Blanket on. Hello. So on my last two live streams, I worked on the 6-day poncho. And if you're interested in those, you can watch them. And they are not tutorials, but you can go through the poncho with me for the setup rounds. And after, just like the 6-day star, after the setup rounds, it is just the same as the 6-day star blanket. So you just continue like you're making a star blanket. It's basically a star blanket with a hole in the middle for your head. That's what it is. So the pattern is available for free on my site, 6-day star poncho. I hope y'all are making those this fall. I want to see everybody in a poncho. Let's see. I am live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. And it's really hard to go live on Instagram. I don't know what their problem is, so I don't mess with Instagram really where live videos are concerned. I just do my thing over on YouTube, Facebook, and on TikTok. After tonight's live, I'm going to be live until 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to be live for 1 hour. And after that hour, I Zoom in my community, the Betty McKnitiverse, with my peeps. So if you want to Zoom with me and my peeps, you can join the McKnitiverse and join us after the live stream. And where we just hang out and Zoom for another hour and work on our stuff. And I don't hold back. I say all the cuss words, and sometimes we tell dirty jokes. So things I can't say on YouTube Live or whatever, or I choose not to. Just put it that way. Okay. Cherry's crochet video says, I've made so many star blankets because of you. Aw, that's great. I'm so happy to hear that. Where's my YouTube? Where are my YouTubers? Is this thing on? Am I live over here? What's happening? Let's see. Let me view my channel and then see, am I live? Is this thing on? Hello, MJ Busy One, Michelle J. Hi. Yes, it does say I'm live over here. Channel. Okay, whoops. And then let me just mute that. Let me mute myself. All right, so on my last live, I asked you all, thank you, Amy Adams McDonald, thank you so much. On my last live, I asked you all what you would like to see me work on, and you said the anniversary cakes. Now, I'm just going to be real. I don't know what anniversary cakes are for, if not 6-day star blankets, because I see so many people like holding them up in videos saying like, what am I supposed to make with this? You're supposed to make a 6-day star blanket. That's like literally what they're for. Somebody tell Yarnspirations I said that. So anyways, I have made a few blankets with Karen anniversary cakes, Yarnspiration anniversary cakes. And the first blanket I made was the 6-day great granddaddy blanket. And if you don't know, if you don't know, the 6-day crochet stitches, what I call them, the alternating rounds or rows of single crochet, clusters, single crochet, double crochet, double crochet. I call that 6-day crochet. That I have made that into a number of different shapes, and one of them is a big rectangle, like a granny square rectangle, but it's the alternating rows and rounds that we all love. And that's called the 6-day great granddaddy blanket. And the first anniversary cakes blanket that I made was the 6-day great granddaddy blanket, and I had 2 of them, and I only used 1.5. And somebody in my community, Jackie, made a great granddaddy blanket with 2 of them, and it was gigantic. And the picture of it is on that pattern, 6-day great granddaddy blanket, so you can check it out. So I decided that the perfect amount for 6-day star blankets, the size that I like to make them, and I'm only 5 feet tall, so I'm a short little lady, is like about 1.5 of them. So you have these great big anniversary cakes, and you need, if you have 2 of them, you have half of one too many, unless you want a ginormous blanket, which is totally fine. I mean, Jackie's blanket is amazing. It's huge. So I'm like, okay, now I have to buy 3, and I make one with one and one with the other. So I was really happy to see that they came out with these slice of anniversary cakes, which are basically 1/4 of the big anniversary cake. So the perfect amount now is 1 of the big ones and 2 of the little ones, or 6 of the little ones, or you get 3 big ones and you make 2 blankets. Lovely Kitten 98 says, can you make a book PDF with all the 6 days in one? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm going back and like some of my patterns, I was just a little baby designer, pattern writer when I made them. So they are, they need to be updated. So anyways, I'm going to start crocheting. So I'm doing 2. I have 2 anniversary cake blankets started. This one, when I saw they had book club again, I remembered from last year, I was like, book club. Everybody wanted that. Everyone wanted book club last year. That's the one I want. I want book club. And then they have these matching solids, and I just love yellow. So I decided because you need 6, right? You need 2 of the big ones, or 1.5 of the big ones, or 1 big one and 2 little ones is just the right amount. So I got 3 of each. So I'm doing 3. I'm doing it the way that I set it up in the videos, which is to switch every 3 rounds. And that 3rd round lands in between the clusters or in between the double crochet rounds. Okay, so if you change in between those double crochet rounds, that is the perfect place to do the ridgy dig. So this one is the ridgy dig. So I'll explain the way that you do that, and I'm gonna start crocheting. So I've already started on it, and I've already done this ridge round. So the way you do the ridgy dig is you flip your blanket in between the double crochet rounds, and you work the 2nd double crochet round, which is round 6, as front post double crochet. That's how you make the ridge. So when you see people with the textured ridge round, we call that ridgy dig. We had a competition to name it, and all the Australians were voting in, and they came up with ridgy dig, and it stuck. So that's what we call the ridgy dig. And you can do the ridgy dig. And it was a lady, she goes by D. Louise in our groups, but her name's Diane, and she's the one that came up with that idea to do the ridgy dig, to do the front post or back post double crochet on row or round 6. She did it originally on the original 6-day baby blanket. Hi, Audrey. I see you there. So, okay. So I have 2, like I said, anniversary cakes, blankets started. And then the other one I am doing with 1 big one and 2 small ones. And I am, yeah, so I was thinking, like, for this one, because I have 3 and 3, it's half and half. That's perfect. I'll do, half of the rounds in one and half in the other. And so the other one, because I have a ratio of 4 to 2, I'm doing 4 rounds with one of them and then 2 rounds with the other. So that's just how I'm managing the yardage for the different cakes and the different colors. I'm using 2 different colorways for that one. I'm using, the big one I have is the Oceana, and the 2 small ones are Hocus Crocus. They're so pretty. I know, I love this book club. I don't know which repeat I'm on. Repeat number 2, I think. Whoops. So I'll work on this one for a little bit, then I'll pull the other one out and work on it. I started with an 8mm hook and I bumped up to a 10. Well, this is a 10mm N hook. I might have started with a 9. Might have started with a 9mm and bumped up to 10. The weather really turned yucky here. My beach summer is over. The colors are giving me fall vibes, honestly. Well, I don't want any fall vibes. I want my beach. I want forever summer. It's beyond hot in Illinois. Well, I'm glad to hear that because I'm headed that way tomorrow to go see my son. I'm using 10mm on later rounds, okay? Same in Cali. I'm okay with mosquitoes going away. Ha! We didn't have mosquitoes so bad, but we did have biting flies on the beach. The leaves are falling though, so strange. I know our weather's getting weird. We had, the other day, I was just sitting here. Actually, I think I was napping. And all of a sudden, I felt this big crash, like something hit the house. I thought something hit the house. That's what I thought happened. I thought something hit my house. And the whole house shook. It went boom really bad. And I went outside and looked around. And I couldn't find anything going on, and couldn't figure out what the heck happened. And then they think it was like, I don't know, some military thing or an earthquake. Hi Marissa, thank you so much. So what's everybody working on? Do you all have any anniversary cakes, or what colors are you into, or what do you got, and what are you going to do with them? It was terrifying. It woke me up. I mean, I've been woken up at night by like thunder claps and things like that, but that was definitely not a thunderclap. I was going to go to Michael's to look for some, but I got sidetracked. Yeah, they started out like where they were, you know, with the little scarcity thing. Oh, you're going to your sister's? We need to talk and get get our plans made for the Yarny Social. I'm going to the Yarny Social in October. Anyone who is interested in that. And before, for the weeks leading up to that, I will be leading a crochet along And for the Tranquil Tides scarf, and it's going to be a great scarf for you all to use your hand-dyed skeins with and make your beautiful Christmas gifts with your hand-dyed hanks of yarn. It's a wonderful little pattern. That way, when you all get sick of making star blankets, or you need a project to do in the car or on a road trip, you take your Tranquil Tides. Living near International Airport with Air Guard here, we hear sonic booms all the time from pilots doing test runs on new planes. Yeah, I know what that sounds like. I have, I live, I mean, I'm near a naval air station also, and I've also lived on several, and I definitely know how that sounds, and this was not that. This was more like earthquake. Now that people are saying like earthquake, that is what it felt like. It felt like someone hit the house. Okay, this person's asked me twice. Let's see. Have you seen the Hank Green knitting video? If so, what did you think? I have. I don't think I've watched the entire thing, but I've watched so many reaction videos to it, and I'm just irritated, of course. They always get that stuff wrong. They're always talking about us like we're grandmas and we don't know nothing. And it's just your typical, like mansplaining. That's how it felt to me. Just like, another mansplain. Here's another, here's another scientist thinking because I'm a creative, I don't know nothing. Or they're smarter, whatever. It's whatever. Marissa says, I'm making a hexagon cardigan with the beach towel anniversary cake. That's a cute one. It was hard for me to not buy all of them. I really do like the book club one a lot. And then I ended up getting 2 of the oysters, the one I really wanted. And I got 2 of cookie crumble because those colors remind me exactly of the colorway, the Big Cakes colorway that I don't think they make anymore, but I think it was called Jordan Almond. What size hook with that bulky yarn? I'm using a 10. I started with either an 8 or a 9 in the center, and then I went up to a 10. And listen, you all have got to start your star blankets with a smaller hook. Start them, actually, let me take that back. Start it with either the hook that's recommended on the yarn label or 0.5 millimeter larger than what's recommended. Let's see what's recommended on here. What do they recommend? They recommend an L11, US L11, which is 8 millimeter. Okay, so they recommend 8 millimeter. So I started with either an 8 or a 9. And then about somewhere around the 3rd, 4th round, right around here in these cluster rounds is usually when I switched. Okay. Hey, what's up, Cozy Crochet Co? How's it going? I've made 2 of your blankets, but I haven't changed hook size. Yeah, that's how you get the bubble in the middle. And if you get the bubble in the middle, I heard somebody call it a boob, which I think is really funny. But if you get that, you are not going to be able to block it out later. You have to fix it, and right away in those setup rounds, and make sure that your setup rounds are flat. And then once your setup rounds are flat, and once you get to once you get up into these double crochet rounds, you're probably good. If you have loose tension, that's good. You might have gotten away with it without getting, the bubble in the middle. But yeah, you do have to adjust for tension in the middle. And honestly, anytime you're doing a center out project, you should do that. You should always lay your work down in between every row or round anyways, and set it down, take your hands off of it, and look it over. But if you're doing something center out, you have to really watch your tension in the middle and make sure it's flat, make sure it's flat, make sure it's flat. And then once you get going, you're good. But yeah, you always want that center to be flat. My star blanket is still my favorite. Aw, I love that. Thank you. See, Elizabeth says, I bought 5 of the 7 colors and I have no idea what I'll use them for. You'll make 6-day star blankets with them, my dear. That's what I feel like. What else are you going to make with it? You can make the great granddaddy blanket. I think they look nice as the 6-day great granddaddy blanket too. Started with the recommended size, and first repeat I went up and then went up. Great. Okay, if you're watching the YouTube videos, that's great, but they're really only meant to help you with the pattern. They're not video patterns. So you should go to the website and get the pattern. It's 6daystartblanket.com. Thank you for the gifts. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Hello, Australia. I know, I love yellow. I love yellow. I love gold. I'm scared when I finish your video, I won't be able to continue on my own. You will. You're fine. You're going to be fine. I am making more though. My daughter is my channel manager and she's helping me. And she's really good. She's learning to crochet also so she can understand my videos better. And she's a really wonderful person, first of all, but she's really good with editing my videos and she's doing more like text on screen for you guys. And she's flipping the videos over so that there'll be a left-handed version. And it's really been great having her help, but we're still working. We've been working on the Supernova video series for a long time, and we kept getting stalled with it, and it just was like, I don't know, I just was struggling they just didn't seem right. And then I decided that I was going to redo all of the videos as, 6-day, in a 6-day format. So it'll be, the video for day 1, it'll have everything for day 1, and then the next video will be day 2, and it'll take you through doing the entire blanket in 6 days. I like videos because, a lot of people say that, but also if you look on the, if you read the comments, a lot of people will also say that they learned a lot about reading patterns by watching the video and looking at the pattern. So if you're going to crochet, you can't just always rely on videos. You're only going to be able to do so much. You should learn also how to read patterns. Nobody wakes up or is born learning how to read crochet patterns, but you will advance your skills if you try. And it's not as hard as you think. And I really, I don't know. I used to be a dance teacher, and when I was a dance teacher, my approach to teaching dance was like, I teach my students how to dance. I don't just teach them a dance. I teach them how to dance, meaning I teach technique and, and I'm teaching you a dance. I'm teaching you choreography. I'm doing all those things, but I'm also teaching you how to dance while I'm teaching you this dance. And that's kind of my same approach to crochet. My crochet patterns is like, I'm not just going to teach you how to do this project. I'm also going to, give you like good crochet technique. And I'm a little bit old school, so there's that. Elizabeth said, just looked up the great granddaddy blanket. I'm in. Yep. Okay. So this is where I switch, in between. Yeah. So if you, between the pattern and the video, you should be good. And that way, if you don't understand it, and there's also a lot of things in the pattern that aren't like the code for the stitches or the abbreviations or the part that is difficult to read, there's more there. There's more in there, like the whole intro to the pattern, and then there's a photo tutorial, and there's yardage, and there's a lot of stuff that's not in the pattern. My stitches aren't lining up on the first repeat round. You probably didn't slip stitch at the beginning of round 6. Okay, fasten off. I can try to help with left-handed stuff. Yeah, sure. I mean, I just have been taking the original video and flipping it over for people, and well, my daughter does it now. I was never trying to be a YouTuber or even a crochet designer, to be honest. But my 6-day kid blanket pattern went viral, and everybody was like, "Where's the video? Where's the video? Where's the video?" And I was like, "I don't want to make videos." And my kids were like, "Well, you get paid to do that." So, I mean, it was like so many people asked me to do it. I did it. And, as you all can see, I'm not all that great at it. I think I'm much better at writing patterns. Okay. So when I switch colors, I don't do it at the same spot, because then I'm going to have all these ends all lined up and have to weave them in, and it just, to me, it looks really obvious. So I always switch, I always rotate, and I go back one and I join in a new spot. Do I slip stitch to join or slip stitch? Yes, first you slip stitch to join at the end of the round, and then you slip stitch at the beginning of the round again. Okay, and then okay, when I do my chains, and I don't always do this in my tutorials, I chain the first one with both, and then I drop the tail. I loved it, but accidentally followed the left-handed one as a righty. When does day 1 end? Okay, good question. So for all of the blankets, for day 1, you should try to do the setup rounds and the first repeat. And then day 2, I think, is the next repeat plus 2 more rounds. If you go to my website, and if you visit starblanketseptember.com and you sign up for emails for Star Blanket September, you'll get emails from me, and they have these little freebies in them, and one of them is a little stitch and day tracker card, and it tells you how much to do on each day, and then it has like a little cheat sheet for the repeat counts that you can just check off as you're going. And I also just put that in a PDF booklet, the 6-day Star Blanket planner, and that's on in my Shopify store. 6-day Star Blanket planner. It has a lot of helpful things for your star blankets. Yeah, planning out your star blankets and stuff. Somebody accidentally followed the left-handed one as a right. Yeah, I had comments on that video like, could you flip your screen next time you're live? And I'm like, this isn't a live. This is a video, and I flipped it on purpose. Oh, it takes me more than 6 days too. I mean, when I set out to make a blanket, I don't do this whole 6-day challenge. I just crochet until I fall asleep. I have blankets over here that like the one that I'm making in the tutorial videos. I've been working on that for a couple of years. I have stuff that's years old over here. It's fine. You could see the left-handed one more clearly. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. I don't always finish everything I make. Some things I start on these live videos, like that poncho, and I don't finish them for a while. I just get them started. And then I should finish that one, and then I should do the edge. I have a different edge for the Noro version, and I should film that for y'all. Film the different edges that I do. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with having multiple projects going on because, bye. I don't think there's anything wrong with having multiple projects going on because, like, I can't work on a blanket at the dentist office. So I will have a smaller project to work on that a portable project that I take with me. And some things are like, this is really mindless, and other things are like they're more intricate and you have to really concentrate. Do you think chenille yarn is suitable from this pattern? Hi from Scotland. Hello, Scotland. I've never done it. I don't like chenille, but I have seen other people do it, and their blankets look really nice. I don't like working with it, but I have seen it done, and it's really great. This is the Karen anniversary cake. Oh man, I just messed up my cake. That is gonna tangle. Here, I'll just do this. I have a star blanket at home and a blueberry pillow that I'm making my boyfriend. Aww. How yarn do you use to make a star blanket? What about the yarn you're using right now? It seems so behaved. It's the same one. It's just a different color. This one's called Book Club, and this one's called Golden. Hey, Magic Frog Crochet. You love watching people crochet? I love Red Heart. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with Red Heart. We all started there. I think most of us started with Red Heart. There is nothing wrong with acrylic. I don't care what anybody says. Thanks, Magic Frog Crochet. I started off with the Michaels Acrylics brand. Yeah, I started with Red Heart. That's what my grandma gave me. Red Heart. I think that's what it was, or something comparable. Acrylic. And when you make blankets, acrylic yarn is great for them because it's washable, it's durable, it's cheap. I like to think I'm eco-conscious, but most of my stash is acrylic. Well, I know we all see like the blankets and the Afghans and stuff in the thrift stores and stuff like that all the time, but I think most of them end up being cherished and used for a really long time. My grandma gave me that one, and you told me to use another brand of yarn. Hello, everyone. Gina in Lockport. Want to try this blanket? Welcome. Welcome. We're all just doing the best we can, and if you're going to use acrylic yarn, maybe there are, other ways that you can compensate for that in your life to, offset your footprint. And there are other, sustainable practices that you could adopt so that you can make a difference that way. We cannot be perfect. I want to start an Autumn Colors 6-day star blanket. Just deciding on the yarn is so hard. I know it. Let's see. Ginger's wanting to know if anyone has worked with Red Heart Comfort. I have not. When I finish this round, I'm going to switch to my other Anniversary Cakes blanket. So I'll show you all how I'm doing that, but you won't get to see me do the ridgy ditch today. So what would you all like to see me do next on the next live? Do you want me to keep going with these anniversary cakes, or I could start a tree skirt? I have some of this. Let's see. Premier Yarns sent me this. Have you all seen this? The gradient glitter. And I was going to start a tree skirt with those. Would you all like to see me get a tree skirt going? I want to make one of these. Yeah, it's okay if you're just learning. You might need to get, just work on your basics, and granny squares are a good thing to work on to get ready to make this blanket. Repeat rounds are always going to be 2 through 7. That's when I wrote this pattern. I already had a blanket, another viral pattern that used these same rows of stitches, and I made the row numbers match so that when somebody said, I'm confused on row whatever, I would be able to know without having to look at the pattern what row they were talking about. And so the rows are always going to be numbered 2 through 7. And if you haven't, it doesn't really make sense. A normal crochet pattern would just be like rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they wouldn't have like this repeating, like random, set of numbers. But 2 and 3 are always going to be the clusters. 4 and 7 are always the single crochet rows, and 5 and 6 are always the double crochet rows in every 6-day pattern. So if you do the Great Granddaddy, it's 2 and 3 are always going to be clusters. If you do the poncho, it's always going to be 2 through 7. It's going to have setup rounds, and then it'll go into rounds 2 through 7. 2 through 7, they'll always be the same. Oh, thank you. There's people on TikTok, like 3 people in a row, saying they made 3 patterns. Yes, of course, it's the 6-day star blanket. It's free on my site, BettyMcKnit.com. 6-day star blanket. The single crochet rows would always make me want to quit because I hate single crochet with my whole life, but they make the blanket look so nice. Not this pattern, just another one. I have made a blanket I love very much. Okay, great. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I saw somebody on Reddit. I snuck over to Reddit to see all the mean things people were saying about me one day, and somebody said, I don't understand why the single crochet rows are necessary. Like, why do they have to be necessary? It's called design. It's called a design choice. They look nice. Oh, this is always haters. Don't worry about it. It's just haters. I was last year too. I think everybody forgot about it. Hopefully. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Oh, I should switch to my other blanket. Okay, I have like 2 more points to go. It's fine. It happens. It's whatever. It's Crochet. Let's just make our star blankets. I've made 5 of your star blankets since last September and given, oh, that's so nice. When are you going to make one for yourself, user 877-801-884949? Have you made yourself one yet? Still can't get over you calling my one video the coolest 6-day star video ever. I appreciate it so much. I love seeing you all's videos. I go around and, look for them. And if I'm not tagged, I search for them and I go find the ones that I'm not tagged in, or sometimes I am tagged and I just didn't see it for whatever reason. And I go find them all and repost them. I love seeing y'all's stuff. It really makes me happy. You all have some really cool ideas and some really cool videos. Did you all know that I have a social media contest on my website for Star Blanket September? Y'all need to go over there, starblanketseptembercontest.com, and enter your coolest Star Blanket videos you've ever made. Enter them in my contest and get all your friends to vote for it. And then I'm going to send you a, oh, you uploaded one? Yes. Nobody has entered the contest yet. The last I checked, I had to enter myself just so there would be an entry on the page. I'm like, I thought everybody would want to do this. What happened? I think I need a shirt. It's whatever. It's Crochet. Seriously. Hey Hessa, thank you so much. Yeah, go enter your TikToks over there. I don't even care if y'all do old ones from last year or whatever. Hello, Italy. I don't even care at this point. I'm like, just people, please enter the contest. And, I thought it would be so great. I'm not talking about it enough, maybe, or telling people about it enough. One of the videos I made a video on YouTube. Well, my daughter helped me make it, but it looks like going through how to enter the contest and showing people how to do it. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? There's another shirt. I thought it would be so great. Oh my gosh, I'm being quoted. Y'all get on over there and enter that contest with your TikToks and your stuff. It's the red, orange, and yellow one, a few down. Okay. I've made so many blankets. Yep. I haven't been going live as much as I used to. But it is fun. After this live, oh my gosh, how many meters approximately do you need? I would check the pattern. I have a yardage chart in the pattern for you. It just really depends on what kind of yarn you're using and what how big you want to make your blanket. I feel a knot. Okay, so this is what I do when I have a knot. I treat it like a new join in the work. So I'll just cut it out. Just get rid of it. I don't leave knots in I don't tie knots unless it's an emergency. And by emergency, I mean I'm like making a repair or something in the blanket and in the work, and there's not enough to fix it. And then I would tie a knot in order to secure it. So I just pull my new yarn through the last 2 loops of the last stitch I just made. And then I take the 2 tails. Okay, these are the 2 tails. This is the end of my new, and this is the end of my old. and I flip them up over my working yarn. This is the working yarn right here. I flip it up and over and hold it to the back, and then I just keep going. And then that just kind of anchors it in so I don't even have to tie a knot to keep it from coming loose. I'm making your 6-day star blanket with the same colorway. It's working up so beautifully. Thank you. I know, I think this yarn does work up really nicely as 6-day blankets. In fact, I question what else you could even make with it. I don't know why I said that so aggressively. But yes, I think that this yarn was made for 6-day star blankets for sure. I'm changing colors every 3 rounds. Thank you for the rose. I started with an 8mm hook and I went up to a 10. I think they're nice. Let's see. Cam says, have you been finding the anniversary cake? I think they're very nice. Well, I would, let's see, they call me Jess. Yeah, check the pattern. You really need to kind of follow your own tension, because there may be people that don't even need to switch at all, but I usually switch somewhere around the 3rd or 4th round. Okay. And there have been some 6-day projects like the Juniper Moon Farm. I did the whole thing with a J hook. I don't know, there was just something about that yarn and my tension with it that I didn't have to switch. All right, so this is Book Club. I know I tangled this. I messed with it and I tangled it. Book Club and Golden. Those are the 2 colors I did for that one. Okay, and now I'm gonna burrito this one, set it aside, and then I'll show you all this one. I chose those as well because they look like I started this last week and the yarn I'm using is sold out. Try again because they restocked them. So I have 1 of these and 2 of these. I mean, I have more, but this is what I'm using. 1 of these and 2 of these. So 2 of these is this is the equivalent of 4 of these. I'm pretty sure. I think that's right. Let's see. This has 285 yards. And so that's like 300. And this has 1,029 yards. So it's roughly a little more than a quarter of this, almost a third of this. So this plus 2 of these. Last year I used 1.5 of these for a star blanket. And that, to me, was about the right size. So the yardage is a little bit different this year for these, but I think I'm going to be okay. I'll just say that. So I'm doing this. So because I have twice as much as this, the ratio is like 4 to 2. So I'm doing 4 rounds with this and then switching and doing 2 rounds with this. That's how I'm doing it. And that's how, this is the second one I've done with this configuration of colors, and that is how I did it. I'm repeating the same thing I did before. So I was on the fence between book club and opal this year, but ended up going with opal. The book club with golden is lovely. You're short with the hocus crocus. Made me get hocus crocus too. Okay, so I'm doing 2 rounds with this one. So the rounds that I'm doing are 3 and 4. And then I'm going to go back to the other one for the rest. So you can see where I did 3 and 4, and then I switched 3 and 4. So I'm doing 4 rounds with the big one and 2 rounds with the little one. That's how I'm doing it. So that's where I'm at. I stopped in the middle of a round. So there you go. That's how I'm doing it. And then I have 2 of the opal, not opal, oyster. That was the one I really wanted. And then the other one I got was the cookie one, mint cookie or something like that. Cookie crumble. I don't know what it was. You can enter your video before the blanket's done if you want. Just do it by October. I have the deadline as October 1st, but because nobody's been entering, I'm thinking about extending it for a couple weeks, give people a little bit more time. I'm using oyster for the 6 days hexi-cardi. Oh, what a great idea. It's already 6:51. So after the live in a few minutes, when I end the live, I'll be in my community, the Betty McKnitiverse, and I'll be on Zoom with my community over there. And you're welcome to join. If you join this month, I have a special rate for the McKnitiverse, which is the first 2 months for the price of 1. So basically you pay $14 and then I let you into the McKnitiverse and you get like a 2-month trial before you have to start paying anymore. So you can hop in for $14 if you want. And also there's more than $14, much more than $14 worth of bonus content this month that I am just giving to my members. What hook size is this? It's a 10 millimeter. I like crocheting with big yarn. It's fun. I think I've only been working on this. I think this is only my maybe 3rd time sitting down to work on it. I love how big they are. They just work up so fast. No, the hook is 10 millimeter. I started with an 8 and I moved up to a 10. You all didn't say what you want me to work on next time. Would you like to see me? And I think next week I'll be on Tuesday and Thursday. But do y'all want to see me work on these again? Maybe I'll work on these one more time and then switch to something else. Yay! Miley's Wrecking just entered their TikTok. So y'all go over there and vote for Miley's because it is the best TikTok, the best 6-day blanket TikTok ever. How do we do the Zoom with you? You join the Betty McKnitiverse. So if you're on YouTube, go to the description because I think the description has a link. The description of the video, it has a link to the Betty McKnitiverse special offer. And you do that, you get the special offer for $14, and then you're going to get an email and it'll give you the link to sign up for the Betty McKnitiverse. Is this 1 cake or 2? It's 2. It's Oceana and Hocus Crocus. You're welcome, Ashlyn. If you have any trouble, just email me. The blue one is Oceana. And the purple one is Hocus Crocus. You all still haven't said you want, oh, I think I said I'll keep working on these two. I'll work on these two one more time. And then I'll work on something different. Should I do a tree skirt? Sounds like it's a good month to join the McKnitiverse. It really is. I don't know if I'm going to do a last year I did a Black Friday special for the McKnitiverse, but I don't know if I'm going to do that again because I did it last year and I just did this special, and I feel like if I do more than one special offer a year, then people who pay, are going to be upset. I would be. Keep doing these special offers, so I think I'm going to keep the special offers to like one a year. Last year I did 3 months. This Black Friday was 3 months in the McKnitiverse for $12, and a lot of people joined then. But I don't think I'm going to do it again because I just did this one, which is 2 months for $14. It's basically 50% off. It's like $14.97 a month, or I think if you pay for the whole year, it's $147 or $149, something like that for the whole year. And I do Zoom calls every week, sometimes multiple Zoom calls a week. And I do bonus content, which is the value of which is at least the cost of the membership every month. And then I do I work on stuff that I haven't released yet, so people have access to that. And I kind of do it like workshop style. Like I'll just hold like a Zoom call, and we will work on the new stuff. So there's some new stuff in there that nobody has seen yet. Like that's what the poncho was in there for like a year before I released it, and like one of the things I have in there that I started working on and then I got distracted from it, but people made a bunch of them, was the mandala, the 6-day mandala. And it's like basically the 6-day stitches, but it makes a circle. I think there is a link in the description of the YouTube. You can also go to starblanketseptember.com and it's on there. It might be in my bio too. I don't know. I don't know where everything is. Yeah, but I'll be headed over there just a few minutes, and I'll be hopping off of here and hopping into the McKnitiverse. I'm using a 10mm hook. I started with an 8 and I went to a 10. You're welcome. Almost done with this round. I'm going to finish the round and then I'll go. And then I will be back on Tuesday of next week. I think next week I'm doing Tuesday and Thursday. And then on the 30th, September 30th, I believe it is, Tuesday, I'm going to do the ultimate 6-day Star Blanket party. Don't ask me how that's going to be different from any of this. No, it's 4 rounds of Oceana and 2 rounds of Hocus Crocus. Thanks. Just got this much left to go. See, now I love the single crochet rounds. Somebody was saying they don't like the single crochet rounds, but I love them. It's going to be hard for me to stop because I really like the single crochet round, and that's next. Maybe I'll keep going with that on my Zoom call. It's anniversary cakes. All right, y'all. I do this for my, this is for my, what do you call, time lapse at the end. Have my little heart hands. All right, y'all. If you want to come Zoom with me, I'll see you in the McKnitiverse. Bye.